If you do that, then you're going to be sending me these really frustrated emails with attitude the night before, and you're going to ask me to extend the due date. That is going to be such a shame, because I don't extend due dates. You know right now when that deadline is. You're a college student. Back it up and say, I need to have Chapter 1 done the first week of class. In fact, we're doing Chapters 1 and 2 the first week of class. I need to have Chapter 3 done the second week of class, because that's what the schedule that I've given you, it's a link out there. If you're in the traditional class, I gave you a handout of it. That's what that schedule tells you to do. It says this is what we're covering, which means you need to have covered it. You need to have finished those assignments, okay? It's going to, if you don't, it's going to stack up on you very quickly. You're going to have learning projects and extra credit and connect assignments, and they're all going to be due. And you're going to say to me, this is too much, this is too much. That's right, because it was never intended to be done in a single night in a single setting. These are things that you should be doing a little bit every single day. And when I say a little bit, I mean more, an hour or maybe a little bit more, okay? Now, if you run into trouble, you can certainly email me. I'm on email quite frequently, and I'll respond to your email. If you email me at 11, do not send me another email at 6 o'clock in the morning being frustrated that I have not yet responded to you. I do sleep. I do go to the grocery store. I do laundry sometimes and things like that. So you need to allow for time in your communication response. Okay, now, other sources of communication. Academic Support Center has tutors that can help you, but you have to be able to explain the problem to them. I get a lot of comments from students who say, I walked into the support center and asked if anybody here knew Connect. They have no idea what you're talking about. What is Connect? What is Connect? Connect is used for a lot of things. You need help with business statistics. You are not enrolled in the Connect class. You're enrolled in business statistics. You are working on business statistics. And then you're going to sit there and look at them and say, see, I had this problem, and it was like there was 2, and then there was 7 of the... What are you talking about? If you have not printed that and shown your calculations, then they're not going to be able to help you. I mean, you've got to have something to talk about and to discuss. Same thing with me in your emails. Let me talk a little bit more about Connect, which is to say this. Every time you work those problems in Connect, the numbers are going to change. If your friend has been asked to add 2 plus 2, you will probably be asked to add 3 plus 2. 6 plus 9, okay? It doesn't matter what the numbers are, because the process that every student will follow will be the same. If you know how to add over here, then you know how to add over here. If you can calculate the mean, the median, and the mode of this set of data, then you can do it regardless of what the data is, right? So it's about helping you to understand the process, even though the numbers are changing. One other thing that I do is I shuffle the actual problems. So your neighbor may be working on problem number 1, calculate the mean, median, and mode. Your problem number 1 is calculate the quartile, decile, and percentile. Now, your problem number 2 is probably their problem number 1, and vice versa. So what you don't want to do in the email is just say to me, I don't get problem number 1, because I don't know what problem number 1 is. So what I encourage you to do, drag over the problem to select it, copy it, paste it into a Word document or into the email itself in pause, has to be pause email, and send it to me, okay? In that way, I see the word problem, I see the numbers, and then what you need to do also is tell me what steps you've already taken. The more you tell me about what you've already done, the more I can look at it and say, oh, did you realize that you added rather than subtracted? You multiplied rather than add or divide or something like that. Oftentimes, when you're tired and you're trying to work on these problems, it's a little mistake. And if you can, the more you can tell me, the more you put into that email, the more you tell me what you've done, I can kind of look at it and say, I know exactly what it is. I'll email you back, put you right back on the path, and you can start solving those problems and have a really productive time. Speaking of productive time, don't work on something for hours and 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 hours. You're not a hero, I hate to tell you this, if you tell me that you've worked on the problem for 6 hours in a row. If you've done the same thing for 6 hours in a row and you keep getting the wrong answer, if you work on it for 6 more hours, you're going to get the same wrong answer. So, after you've made a legitimate attempt at it and you've pushed back and you've thought about it and you've looked at examples in the book and you say, I just cannot get the right answer, that's when you need to ask your instructor. I'm glad to help you. copy the problem, paste it into, let's say, a Word document. Here's your problem. Here's the numbers. Here's what you've tried to do. I use this formula. Put these numbers into this formula. The variable was x, and I think x should equal 3, and that's what I put into that formula. I'm going to look at that and say, oh, did you not realize it was supposed to be 3.2? You'll go, oh, I get it. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so the more information you put in there, the easier it's going to be for me to help you. What else do I need to tell you about? We've talked about Dropbox. We've talked about the Connect a lot, which is very important. Now, one other thing I want to do, I've told you how to email me using Pause Email, and on the syllabus it says when you use Pause Email, just send it to my name. You don't put @ and all that kind of stuff. It's a closed email system. Okay, another way is if you look in Pause, one of these little links here says Class List, and not only will you see me listed there, but you'll see all the other students in your class. Sometimes it's helpful to talk to one of your classmates, whether you're online or in the classroom. Study groups are a powerful tool. Email one of your classmates and say, are you struggling with this one? What did you do? Now, if between you all you say, you know, I just kept multiplying it until I magically stumbled upon the right answer, that's not going to help you on the test. You're going to have different numbers, and you're going to have only one attempt on the exam. You don't get unlimited attempts on the exam, only unlimited on the homework. So you also are not going to be able to check your work on the exam. On the exam, you're going to submit it. Your grade is your grade. On the homework, I give you all these extra tools. See, the exam is like real life. You either know it or you don't. It's one attempt. It's right or wrong. You need to have that confidence from doing the homework that says that it's right. So you need to be comfortable in the procedure. As you email your classmates, if your classmate can help you to understand the process, this is all about process, then you'll be okay. Okay. One other thing here, the grades link. After you finish your assignments in Connect and the due date passes, I will go out there and look at your grades, and I will manually transcribe them, not automatically. They're not copy and pasted. They are not downloaded or exported or anything like that. I manually type one by one your grade from Connect to Pause. Okay? As I do that, first of all, it's our way of agreeing that this was your highest grade, because as you do your homework an unlimited number of times in Connect, I only track the highest grade. If you make 100% and then 5% and then 2% and then 75 and then 95, you started out, you made 100. That was the highest grade. Whatever your highest grade is on that particular homework assignment, it's the only one I record. So when I post your grade into Pause, I'll email the class and I'll say your grades are available in Pause. Go out there and look. First of all, make sure that I posted your grade correctly. I make mistakes. If you tell me I made a mistake, I'd be glad to fix it. I'll go check, and then I'll come back and I'll say, you are exactly right. This should have been 100. I don't know why I posted a 75. It's 100, right? Now, if you did make a 75, I'll post a 75 so that you and I agree that you made a 75. But remember, when it's time to calculate the final grade, 75 is not an 85. If it's not an 85 or above, 0, goose egg, right? So you're not going to stop. You're going to email me and say, that grade was 100. That grade was a 97, right? So it's going to be something higher. Okay. Explore those links up here at the top. Look at the grades. Look at the class list. One other important thing, content. Where is content? Under the content link, I give you my PowerPoint slides. I give you links to videos and resources on how to use your calculator. Although I do not take responsibility for operating your calculator, because there are so many different kinds. Remember, I'm going to tell you how to use a powerful business tool, Excel. There are tons of resources out there, owner's manual for your calculator, but you can Google your calculator. But I have a lot of good resources that show you how to use your calculator, and if you're willing to invest a couple minutes to listen and learn, from that, you're going to be just fine. Okay. Also, I encourage you to use Excel. If you use Excel to solve your problems and you make a math mistake along the way, or you don't put a number into the right variable, or you didn't divide something, you didn't use the order of operations, parentheses, that kind of thing, you can email me the Excel file, and I can look at the Excel file, and that'll help a lot. Okay. There's some other things in your syllabus. The SLO exam, which is the Student Learning Objective exam. I'll talk to you more about that throughout the semester. Read through the syllabus. If you have questions, feel free to email me. The syllabus, the schedule, and get started in Connect. That is extremely important, critical to your success. Familiarize yourself with the course. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line. I look forward to meeting you. If you're on campus, come see me. And I look forward to a great semester, and I think it's going to be a good one. So we'll continue to see you. I'll watch you working. I'll see your progress, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks.